Today we're going to be looking at how evolution and natural selection affect either the genotype or phenotype of organisms. Turns out it affects the phenotype, as that's the visible traits. Remember, genotype is the genes an organism has. Let's take a look about how that works. Evolution effects. Remember, evolution is a change in species over time. Natural selection is the driving force of evolution. This does account for genetics as well. Remember, all the traits in an organism are found in the DNA of the organism. This DNA can be spun into chromosomes, grouping them into areas. When these chromosomes are read and translated, it can then be turned into the traits that are seen in people and other animals. These traits are then passed on to the offspring, thus ensuring the survival of the species. When natural selection acts on an organism, it's acting on the phenotype, or the visible traits of the organism. It is not, however, acting on the genetics of the organism. For example, if we look at this crocodile eating a wildebeest, the crocodile is eating the wildebeest not because it's homozygous or heterozygous, but because the visible traits were not successful in the environment at the time. This makes it so traits could reappear at a better time. Carriers of non-lethal traits can sometimes bring around traits that are rare. Organisms that have certain traits such as camouflage, poison, or other such things may carry them for lifetimes without ever having them arise. Nature then may dictate at some point, due to mating and dumb luck, that the trait will reappear. Increases the rate of diversity in organisms. This diversity can lead to some unusual things. For example, snakes used to have hips. However, they lost them over time due to natural selection. So now that we've seen that evolution affects the phenotype and not the genotype, think about how this kind of affected with human evolution. Not only that, the natural things of life, and why we began to get such a variety of organisms in terms of mutation. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the first life, and eventually we'll be talking into human evolution. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.